What? What? Cut it off. Cut it off. We're going to get a copyright strike. And anybody, what's going on, y'all? The show about nothing. I'm your host, JunesEightyEIght, and the homie, Izzyphantasmo.
This man is a traitor.
I'm not a
This
traitor.
man is a liar.
Look at the number.
This man
look at the number.
Look at the name. Honor in his name.
Yeah, we flexing. Marino.
No. Do not let this man fool you. This man says he's an Eagles fan.
I am an Eagles fan.
On Miami Dolphins fan. You a liar.
Look at all the jerseys. Look at
you a liar.
I got a Vic jersey on the wall.
I don't care. No, that jersey is not on the wall. It is on your chest. That hat is on your head.
Exactly.
That is not Eagles color.
This is the only jersey I'm getting too. Y'all gonna see some more throwbacks? I'm getting to my throwback bag. I'm getting my throwback bag. But anyway,
don't believe a word he says. He lying.
Man, like I might come with some funk. Watch.
He's a Bengals fan too.
Ew. Never.
This man had the Bengals logo as his profile pic.
Cause this dude jumped ship. It's the game of Bryce Young fan. He's a Bryce Young fan. Yeah. He's a roll tide. He turned his back on the VOH. Yeah. Where's your house day gear? Where's your house day stuff at?
I don't like a jacket like you.
It don't matter about the jacket. Where's your house day head at? Where's your shirt at, sir?
Well, I don't. The beanie's put away. It's hot now.
All right. Oh, where your stuff at, sir? Where your stuff at? I got a shirt too. I got 2 shirts. Where you get it?
Okay, let's go ahead and clear the air right now. This man is saying that I jumped ship.
I stuck to my guns and said what I said. I ain't turned my back. He let analytics change his opinion. He ain't stand on it.
And who was right?
You was right, but I stood on it. I didn't change my pick. I stood on it.
I said, and I quote, it was a toss-up between CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, depending on who had the first overall pick. Did I not?
You said that.
Okay. Now, also, I said that the first overall pick was actually being flipped around. At first, it was Bryce. Then it was CJ. And then you heard Anthony Richardson. So it could have been those 3. Then Will Levis popped up out of nowhere. So we heard 4 names. And then it went back down to 2. CJ and Bryce. I said consensus is saying Bryce Young is going to be the number 1 pick. And I'm really believing, if I'm reading the reports correctly, that that's going to be the move. And that's coming from insiders within Carolina and insiders within the NFL. CJ, on the other hand, he was up there as well. The thing is, though, when Bryce Young canceled all his other visits and just, after he had his visit with Carolina and canceled everybody else, that right there was a clear sign that CJ was not going to go number 1. He was going to go as a top pick. He wasn't going to go number 1. I figured that CJ was going to be picked up within the first round. He was going to be a top 5 pick. It was just whether he was going to go first or second. I went with what the consensus was saying. I went with what the insiders were saying. I went with what the analysts were saying. You went with your hometown Buckeye pride in your heart, which I commend you for. I commend you for. But if we're looking at it overall aspect-wise, you got to give – you had to see the sign. You had to see that Bryce Young was going to be number 1.
See, we ain't going to talk about it. Anyway, how you been doing, though? Enough of that.
You just don't want to hear that you was wrong.
Enough of the whatever we was doing. How you been? How's life? How's the new job? How's everything? How's the squad of geeks?
Seeing a lot of fancy houses, I'll tell you that much.
Any inspiration in these houses? You say, I got to get one like this.
Boy, let me tell you something. It's a total 180 on it's a 180. Going from looking in warehouses where the only thing you're seeing is concrete walls, gray, like corporate lights and like just trucks and stuff and whatever. Like it's a change of pace, and it's also a change of like scenery as well. If you
Facts.
think of it. Because
I would guess it would be because like it's like speaking of scenery, like how does that feel knowing like from going from that to being outside, like getting to see probably parts of the city you never probably thought you would see in the city.
facts. Like I got to drive to the countryside of Georgia. And when I say country, I'm talking farmland, cows, silos, barns, tractors,
You want
that
to
side
talk?
of that country.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
Something about that.
Look, I went to a crawfish boil from a family friend. For a friend of the family, that's like I grew up. My aunt used to work with the lady and my aunt used to work together. She been knowing her since she was 19 because my aunt works in Maryland Lynch. Friend of the family.
Right.
So her son, they live out. My aunt Susan and Uncle Ann, they moved. They got a house out in Fort Worth now, and they used to start Midlothian. And then her son and his wife, they both got a kid now. They live all the way out in Waxahachie. I'm talking about I ain't never been out there far. I'm like, I ain't never been there. I'm like, bro, when I say he lived in a part of the Texas where it's once I'm home. That's how far he stay. They don't call me to come somewhere. There he lives. You gotta go down a road. You gotta go down another road, then another road, and then that's his house. And then like when you look out the door, there's nothing but farm. The number like another house, like another, like bro, yeah. That's like if I'm leaving, like I'm gonna be in the city today. If y'all want to link, hit me up, cause I'm gonna be out here for a little bit. So once I get home, don't call me. That's how far he stay out. So I know that farmland life, like bro, I ain't. That's too far out for me. I'm a city boy. Is it?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Oh,
I'm
that
just
dude, like
trying to see
he
exactly
zoned
how
out,
far it is that Waxahachie is from you.
dude. It say like a 45-hour drive,
A
but there
45
ain't no
hour drive. It's a 30-minute drive from where you're at.
dude. There ain't no 30-minute shoot, dude. That
I was looking at the map right now, and I was trying to see exactly how far of a drive it is. You make it sound like it's a 2-hour ride. It's only 30 minutes away from you.
Dude, they don't do 30 minutes from where I'm at. They ain't 30 minutes. That's literally like saying like when you ain't been dude going to where he stays at, and it's far, bro. It's like that ain't like no It ain't like It's like 30 minutes.
So you live in Dallas, Texas.
I live in the suburb of Dallas right now.
Okay. And Dallas is like what, 5 cities in one? 5 little suburbs of one?
You can say that.
So what part of Dallas do you stay at?
I stay between Addison and Carrollton right now.
Okay. So you okay, that makes sense then.
Dude, like even bro, it's like when it says that on the map quest on the thing, but when you go in there, it like this ain't no.
Texas is huge though. Texas is huge. It's a huge state. Like the amount of landmass. Like when I drove from my house to South Carolina to pick up my little sister and then drive her back, it's a 4-hour ride from where I live at to where she was at and then back. Bro, I didn't think South Carolina was that big. That's only huge.
Dude, like where my uncle stay at, he stays in Orange, Texas. And you would think going somewhere in Texas would not take that long. It took us forever to get to his house. It's
Man,
like
how long is forever?
It felt like Cause
you can say forever, but it could be like statistically, it's only like 45 minutes.
It ain't no 45-minute drive. That's like a 2-hour drive to get to Orange, Texas.
Please.
But it's like driving to Mississippi seems
shorter
like a long drive. But like when you in state, like this can't be that far. Like I've been to East Texas before, yada yada yada. My stepdad used to live out there. I've been to East Texas before, but that don't seem like a long drive. That seems like all right, hour drive, cool. But this drive, bro, are we there yet? That's how I feel like, bro. I like road trips and everything, but gosh, damn.
That's how I feel at times too with this job. Like you get to travel around now. Like the one thing I said is like I want to travel more. And like when we made our New Year's resolutions or New Year's plans or whatever, my thing was I want to travel more. And lo and behold, that's what I'm doing with this job. Like we drive everywhere. And I'm talking about like we go in town Savannah, we go to Polar, we in Hinesville, Richmond Hill, we go all the way like to Statesboro. We go all the way to Hilton Head, Tybee Island. Like we everywhere. So like we traveling around a bit. Like we got people that come from Beaufort, from like Bluffton, South Carolina, and Hilton Head that come over this way too. So it's like, you know, we the only ones in that this is the like where I work at. This is the only Best Buy in the area. Period.
Damn.
We're the only Best Buy in Savannah. So we're getting like orders from like Hinesville, like I said, Richmond Hill, we're getting Macon, we're getting Statesboro, we're getting like even in the countryside, like we're getting everywhere. We're going everywhere. We're traveling a lot. And to me, like I enjoy it because like now I'm starting to see like what's out there in Georgia, like all the stuff. And like, bro, like a lot of the views that I'm seeing now is just like, it's breathtaking. The views are breathtaking, but the houses we go to, what?
Black, that's what I be saying. Like, I love, now don't get me wrong, I love like trips like that. I love them because you get to see things you normally don't get to see. But when you see houses, like I'm not like a big house freak like that. Like, I'm impressed. I've seen like some pretty dope houses growing up. Like I say, I've been to like the biggest houses growing up as a kid, seeing like people with big ass houses, like wow. You know what I mean? Like I'm used to seeing them. I'm like, so that's why I say a lot of things don't impress me. I don't be saying it like that's like, yo, this is some nice
bro.
You know,
so let me tell you. We did a site survey for a customer because he had just moved into this house, right? Hadn't set like he hadn't got his stuff up yet. Like he had just like was just still setting things up. He was actually waiting for the previous owner to come in like that Saturday to like show him a couple of things and transfer some information over or whatnot.
Yeah.
We walked in the house. You got 2 side rooms. You got 2 rooms on the side. And when he showed us the pictures of how it was listed, it made sense as to how they were like it was laid out and everything.
Yeah.
On one side was like a dining room. On one side was like a dining room. The other one was like a living room, right? What's the clothing brand that has the Medusa head?
Versace.
Versace wallpaper. Versace wallpaper. Had a chandelier in one and a crazy light fixture in the other room.
Lavish.
Boy, like the layout that this previous owner had for the house was what? He left the owner of the new house at least $4,000 worth of a TV and a sound bar.
He left it?
Yeah, he just said, look, this is how much I paid for it, but I'm going to leave it with you. Just this extra add-in. He's like, all right, bet. Bro, like the houses that I've seen, the stuff the houses that I've worked in, it has opened my eyes up to like what is achievable in life. And a lot of these people here, self-made. So it's
Right.
like, well, damn, if they can do it and they got this.
Yeah, and going back to big houses about that dude left that for the new owner. That's like when Carlos Boozer told that story about the time Prince rented out his house.
Yeah.
He was like Carlos Boozer, I think played for Utah. So he just got a house. He said he just bought the house and Prince wanted to use it.
He wanted to rent it out, right? I remember the story.
Yeah, and he said he was paying them 25,000 a month for rent. It was a crazy amount of money. On top of like he gave him an extra something too, like yo.
Because he didn't like renovate the house his way.
Yes, he had. He said when he went there, because I think he said Prince rented his house so he could record an album or something.
Right.
And he said when he went there, his house was totally different. He said, "Yo, when I'm done, I'm gonna put it right back to how it was before I got here." It was purple and black and just all like. He gave him more money. He didn't like. But like I say, like that's crazy. But like that's the thing. Like those houses are inspiration. But I just don't like the big extravagant houses. I'm impressed. Like yo, this is
like don't get me wrong. Like I was impressed, and I was like, yo, this is nice.
very.
For like I mean, like for me, I look at these houses and I'm just like, bro, like, like where I live at, you don't like. You don't expect to see that type of stuff. Like what the houses you see and everything, like you expect to see that in like, you know, Hollywood or like these big cities or like these like where like, you know, New York and all that. Bro, where I live at, I did not know this. That like across the way from where I live at, there's a private gated community founded by Henry Ford himself. We got to work over there one day. We worked at a client's house in that area. We dropped something off in that area.
Right.
They gave us a map to find the house that we were going to deliver to.
Damn.
A map. That's how big it is. Had a golf course around the entire area. Like you have a golf course starting in the front, and then each other hole is literally riddled around the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And then not only that, you got like 6 or 7 man-made lakes, and then behind that, you actually got the river behind it.
That's crazy.
Bro, like I said, I did not expect to see this type of stuff when I started working with Geek Squad, but you know what though, bro? Like it's just opened my mind.
Like I said, I can speak with both of us when I say this. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like me and you, we are simple men. Like big houses is like a big ass house the size of whatever. Is like too much house for me. I ain't got kids. I ain't married yet. I'm like, I don't need a house that goddamn big just for me. Like this is like
for me, a 2-bed, 1-bath. That's all I could go for. Like if I was to get my own spot, whenever I get my own spot, Lord willing, however that plays out, 2-bed, 1-bath, 2-bed, 2-bath, whatever. Something simple, something easy to take care of, easy to manage.
Yeah, I mean, I say 3 for me, possibly. Just to throw turn one into a studio and one for a guest.
I mean, if I'm by myself, then that extra room is getting turned into a studio or getting turned into something. That way, like I can do my own thing. But like whenever I get my own family, then yeah, we're gonna have to add a little extra room for like, you know, me, the missus, the kid, and then my own little, like I said, studio thing. But other than that, though, if it's just myself, all I need is 2 rooms. You know, one just where I sleep, whatever, and then one is, you know, either a guest room turned into like a little studio spot or whatnot, and just go from there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I can imagine because, like I said, I see them all the time when I get on the tollway going downtown. Like there's a spot on the tollway On the left hand side, you can see all these big ass houses. I'm like, yo, this is freaking fire. Like I've seen like this is like wow, this is crazy. Like this is like a big ass house. This, like I said, this is nice. I respect it. I like it. So one day I'm gonna have something like this. Every time I tell my mom, we gonna have something like this. I said, it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Soon as the music take off, it's gonna happen. But what we talking about? But where we at?
Boy, can we talk about did you see Backlash?
Did I see Backlash? Didn't I see Backlash? Yes, I saw it.
I am so happy for my island home of Puerto Rico. I'm so happy. Puerto Rico, you showed your butts off in front of the entire world this weekend for SmackDown and for Backlash. That was the best crowd I have witnessed in a long time of watching wrestling. And I've seen a lot of wrestling, and I've seen some damn good crowds. I've seen some shows where the crowds were fire. I've seen some shows where the crowds were just meh. This right here, I'm like, look, AEW is going to Wembley in London.
And they already sold out halfway. They're
sold out halfway already. So we know this is like their show is going to be crazy. I don't think it competes with Backlash. And Wembley is a 90. It's going to seat about 90,000. It seats about 67,000 as a football venue, as a soccer venue. They're looking to sell out 90,000 seats, if that. I believe that's what they're looking to try and do, because like the extra seating they're gonna have on the floor for the floor seating and whatnot. But Backlash in San Juan, bro, this crowd was crazy.
And then, top on it, Puerto Rico, they don't go to Puerto Rico often. So
this is the first time in 18 years.
And I expected every bit of crazy. Like, dude, if you ain't been, I gotta tell my boy, like, bro, imagine if WWE didn't come to Dallas. You know, they come to Dallas once every blue moon. I expect whatever arena they have a show, it's gonna be jam-packed to Copaso T.
So and that's what it was.
And it's like, I expected Puerto Rico to show up and show out. All right, cool. You feel me? I'm like, yo, I expected that. It was like a madhouse in there. Like, I expect any country that doesn't get WWE or wrestling like that to be nuts. I said, because like this is once in a lifetime. Like, we don't know when they're gonna come back. So we gotta go to this show. Whether we got good seats or bad seats, we going to this show. So I'm like, yo, can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Can I talk about it? Can we talk about the hometown boy? Not the hometown girl, yet the hometown boy first. Boy, I mean, I'm sorry, Bad Bunny stole the show. I'm like, Damian Priest, I know you're a hometown boy, but
both of them from Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, both of them showed out for the home island. But Bad Bunny, as soon as he comes out, Chambea plays. The first
I don't know what Chambea is, but it sounds good. He's gonna text it to me. I feel like he's gonna. All I'm saying is, shout out RP New Jack. RP New Jack. That's what he got to get the thing from RP New Jack. But I'm like,
bruh,
who?
He had the crowd singing his song as he entered, pulled out the shot. Yes,
RP New Jack.
He gave the nod to New Jack.
But go ahead.
Like this man right here, as soon as the first note of his entrance song hit, because I read that he was going to try and change his song up for Backlash.
Right.
It wasn't going to be Booker T. It was going to be a different song. So when that first note hit, everybody lost their mind. And to hear everybody like singing along, you could like, do you remember 20 what was it, 2014, 2015, Money in the Bank, CM Punk versus John Cena for the title?
Yeah, of course.
In Chicago?
Yeah, of course. I saw it.
JR came, it was not JR, it was King. What was his name?
Jerry King.
Jerry the King Lawler, right? He said that like it was like if the Chicago Bears, the atmosphere for when CM Punk entered the arena, it was like if the Chicago Bears were in the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl was in Chicago.
Sheesh.
That's the energy that Bad Bunny brought when he entered that arena.
That's that only thing that could probably rival that, and we can argue about it in the comments, is Enter the Sandman, ECW One Night Stand when Sandman came out to that joint.
Oh yeah,
the guitar hit down, down, down. Everybody that in them drums, and he came out with the beer can, and as soon as Joey Styles said the bar is open, everybody started singing like yo, and they said, "Man, these fans are actually singing the song."
Mm-hmm.
And people act like Jericho doing something. Go back to 2007. And watch that. Tell me they ain't got that version on the WWE network or whatever, but find on YouTube. It's a good time. But like they were singing, no, they were like, I ain't hear it when they first played. After the match, I'm like, this sound kind of nice. And everybody was going nuts. Like, yo,
bro,
what is this? This is fire.
Bad Bunny and Damian Priest put on, I believe, what could be a match of the year candidate, if not is match of the year.
That match is the main event, and not that bull jive match with Cody and Brock. I ain't gonna.
We knew what that match was gonna be like, but like to me, like how do you follow up Bad Bunny versus Damian, that San Juan Street fight? How do you follow that up? You can't.
First of all, I would feel
that match right there should have been main event. That should have been the sole main event. I don't care about Cody and Brock. I mean, I get it, but like Cody, Brock, that should have been a little bit earlier. The San Juan
open. If we don't get that, they should have opened. Let me tell you why. Because if I'm a pro wrestler, and I know a lot of wrestlers don't like celebrities being in their house, I get it. But then again, people, oh man, Logan, Jake, whichever part it is,
Logan Paul.
I feel like this. For somebody like those two guys that come into your house and kind of like show you that we can do this too, I was like, bruh. And all they had to do was a street fight to make it look so Bad Bunny don't look like he can. I think Bad Bunny could hold his own in a regular match too. I'm sorry. I think
we saw what he did when he first came in with Damian Priest. We saw what he was able to do, and then in the Royal Rumble. So it's not like he's not privy to it.
But you know what though? The thing about Bad Bunny is he's an actual wrestling fan. And he's probably one of us where we the do not try this at home era. We tried every bit of the stuff they said don't try it home.
Friggin' flipping off of like certain things and frog splash, 5-star frog splashes.
I mean, you know, we people done stupid stuff growing up, but I feel like he's like, yo, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take it serious. He trained, he did all the stuff. He's been to the performance. They said he was at the performance center. Like when he first came, like, yo, I'm gonna take this serious. I really want to do this.
That's something he was doing a lot, yeah.
And you cannot say nothing crappy about this man. He really took it seriously, and I respect it. He ain't one of them people.
Bumps he took though. Did you see?
Dude, he was bumped. Like, dude, like, and this is a Latin superstar,
a 3-time Grammy nominated, 3-time Grammy winning, diamond winning, platinum winning recording artist who was at the Met Gala on a Monday. He headlined Coachella the week prior, and then was at Backlash on that Saturday.
First off, let me tell you the truth. I didn't know who Bad Bunny was in the beginning. I didn't know who he was. I say this, and my boy laughs. Bad Bunny, he what he's doing for the Latin community, he picked up right where Frankie J and Baby Bash left off. Because there was a point in time where Frankie J and Baby Bash had them girls in a chokehold. Everybody loved them Baby Bash and Frankie J. Every girl loved them goddamn Daddy Yankee. Weezy and Yandel, they love them guys bad, but like, I got y'all. Let me hold it.
Omar, Arcangel, Anuel
I'm in these streets. I'm in these musical streets. I'm like, it's like he came out of nowhere. I didn't hear about this dude until Booker T.
Really?
I didn't know nothing about, because I laughed and like, somebody, he got this song about Booker T. Like, ha, whatever. I heard them like, oh, this sounds pretty good. All right, whatever. Shrugged it off. I'm like, oh, he's gonna be at the Royal Rumble performing Booker T. All right. Still not knowing who this guy was.
you were clueless.
I'm like, oh, he got a match with Damian Priest. He gonna be in there. Okay, another celebrity. All right, whatever. Oh, this dude's pretty good. All right. They're like, I like this guy. You know what I mean? Don't know none of the lyrics to the song, but it just sounds so goddamn amazing. This sounds good. I'm just like, I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds good.
Oh, Lord.
It makes good music. I can groove to it, but
I'm gonna tell you this much: you're gonna like just keep an eye on a lot of his stuff. If you look on your Apple Music or whatever, it's got the E right next to it, so you know he's talking some
spice. I know he talking that talk, but like I said, I respect him because he's just not in it for a paycheck.
He's all about it.
He's all in, no pun intended. He's all in, and I like people who like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna look halfway decent. I'm not gonna look like a freaking idiot doing it. But Backlash as a whole, it was like it should have ended with that. That Brock and Cody, whatever, I could have done without the Usos and them, that Kevin Owens, that the bloodline of Kevin Owens and Matt Riddle. That match was all right, but that Bad Bunny match, it was like, yo, everybody talking about it. In the Zelina Vega match, she couldn't even get nothing off. Like Bully Ray said, they should have let her win that match and let her go back to the memorial where her dad is memorialized for September 11th and put that belt right by her dad's plaque. And
yeah,
that would have been like, and like Bully Ray was saying that, and Mark, he was like, bro, you're going to have me crying on this joint.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like that would have been a dope, not thinking about that, not even thinking about that part. I'm like, yeah, that would have been a dope look. That would have been a good look right there. But at the same time, like, I feel like WWE be missing a mark on so many things. So
yeah, they do kind of miss their mark on a few moments and whatnot. And I do feel like they could have given her the title and like at least let her drop it to Rhea. You know,
the next night on Raw. I mean,
the next night on Raw or like a month later, at least let her have like a little mini run, like what they did with Liv.
Yeah, like little have, but you know, WWE, they be like. Then again, I get you don't want to be pandering to people. They're in their hometown, you know, they're in their home country and whatnot. Like, okay, yeah, you don't want to pander, but that's a missed moment.
It was a missed up moment. It was a missed moment. I do believe that. Now, I do want to read this. Because this was a crazy moment. I believe that like this was a lot of people who watch Backlash. They're not going to understand how iconic this moment was. They're not going to understand how iconic this moment was.
Right.
And I'm talking about when both Carlito and Savio Vega appeared at the same time to help out Bad Bunny in this San Juan street fight match.
Right.
They don't know how iconic this is because here's the thing. This is from Lucha Libre Online. WWE managed to have Carlito and Savio Vega in the same ring in Puerto Rico while both compete for the two main rival companies on the island. Carlito worked for WWC, a company founded by his father, Carlos Colon Sr., and Savio Vega competes and owns the IWA. they opened the forbidden Puerto Rican door.
Forbidden door. There we go with that talk again.
But they have WWC and IWA are rivals in Puerto Rico.
Right.
It's not like you could say it's WWE and AEW or whatnot, but they are like those two compete for they are like the main two stalwarts when it comes to Puerto Rican wrestling.
Right.
But to have Carlito come out and then Savio Vega right after, we saw Savio Vega earlier in the night, but to have Carlito and Savio Vega along with Rey Mysterio and the LWO, like that right there, like you cannot you can't tell me anything. When I was watching that match and I heard Carlito's music pop and I saw him coming down,
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know who music that was when I first heard it.
That was Carlito's. Because the only part that they didn't play was like
I spin
like of people who don't want to be cool. That's how his music starts. You always hear that I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. And then you hear the music play. They didn't play that him speaking part. They just played his music straight. But the pop that you hear, and then you see him walking out and then running towards the ring is like, where has this guy been? Like he's popped up a few times here and there, but I haven't seen him in like forever. And he looks like he can go.
He jacked. He been in the gym like, yo, I ain't been slashing in these streets, yo.
The crazy part is like he hasn't, like he said, he hasn't heard from anybody, but he's willing to open up into discussions if like someone wants to bring him back or whatever. Right. And if the WWE is looking to add more flair to the LWO and like really push the needle on this, Carlito is someone you want to look at and be like, you got Rey Mysterio with the young boy with Legado del Fantasma. You got Ray partnered up with them with the and Zelina as the new LWO. You bring in Carlito. Now you got yourself what could be a crazy squad to run with.
Yep. Speaking of squads, man, let's talk about it.
Talk about what?
And everybody, excuse me once again. Let me. I have a new mouth guard for my teeth. That's why I'm slurring a little bit. I'm getting used to this little night guard I got. But I got to keep these teeth pearly white. You know what I mean? You know, you got to keep the teeth looking good, bro.
This man right here, this man hit too much of the summer shandy. That's what happened.
No, not on a Monday. Not on a Monday. Not on a Monday. Nobody drinks on Mondays. Now I got this new mouth guard gotta get used to it, man. Dude, like, yeah, you gotta wear it to make sure everything's all copacetic. All right, doc. But yo, XFL Championship weekend. Let's talk about it. The Arlington Renegades versus the DC Defenders.
Man, you gave up on Arlington and then you got back on the boat. Stop lying.
I did.
You ain't no real fan.
I was like, no, hold on.
You jumped ship, and then when it got good again, you were like, "Oh yes, it's about
no." I did not jump ship when it got good. I'm shocked that a team in the DFW actually doing something. Oh, wait, they actually made them? Like, I didn't expect them to do nothing. I ain't expecting to get past. Like, wait, y'all actually won? Like, oh, okay, then this is real. Like, oh snap, okay.
I don't know if you've been paying, like we have the XFL championship going on this weekend, but I don't know if you've been paying attention to the XFL as a whole because a lot of their guys have been getting some NFL invites.
Yeah. So explain to people the invites about. Are they like just getting the invite? Like, hey, come check us out. And if you don't get the job, take your butt back to XFL type stuff. What is this?
So a lot of the XFL guys got a lot of these invites to NFL training camps that are going to be starting up soon.
Right.
So you got guys like Ben DiNucci, the quarterback of the Seattle Dragons. He got an invite to go and try out for the Denver Broncos. Then you got teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, the Carolina Panthers, your Philadelphia Eagles, sending out invites to players that were playing in the XFL, Buffalo, the Falcons, the 49ers. Like a lot of these guys here either have played in the NFL or they've played in some sort of fashion. They've played football, and this was either their chance to like have NFL teams watch them play, give them a look, and then see what they could do. Because we've had guys from the XFL and from the USFL make it to the league.
Yeah.
PJ Walker was a guy who played in the XFL. He played with, I believe he played with DC, and he made it to the NFL. Taylor Heineke, he played with St. Louis, and he made the NFL. He's now in Atlanta, but he was a start. He played as a starter out in Washington.
Yep.
So a lot of these guys here in the XFL, like they take this opportunity to play in the XFL as like, let me update my resume, let me update my film, let me show these talent scouts that I could still play at a high level. And a lot of these guys have taken that advantage, taken the opportunity, and now they're getting the advantage of like these NFL tryouts pretty much for teams that are looking to add maybe extra players to their practice squad, or who knows, maybe they can make the actual roster themselves.
Right. I'm like, and now I'm looking at, now I was like, yo, I'm disappointed in the USFL split powers in that. Like, where y'all crowd at? This is the second season.
Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and nip this in the butt, because this is a conversation that we've had for some time, and I gotta keep on telling you. XFL is okay. So yes, the USFL, this is their second year in the league. This is their second year as a league, and they are taking advantage of it. The only issue is that they're not utilizing the home team strategy as like what the XFL is.
Well, they need to take that under consideration, because the XFL on they behind.
Yeah, see, like
these USFL games, like I can't get into them because it look like, because ain't no crowd interaction. Like it ain't like it look like I've seen more people at a high school game than a USFL game. Like, bro.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. See, and for me, like I get where you're coming from with the USFL type situation where like the crowds are like kind of hit or miss.
Because hold on, you told me when the XFL, like, yo, you said, wait, give it till week 3. Then St. Louis sold out. Like, yo, like, all right, then everybody teams
week 4. Matter of fact, because St. Louis they played 3 away games, and I was like, wait for St. Louis to play their first home game, and I guarantee you'll see a difference. And what happened?
They had a packed house, man.
DC, Audi Field. What happened?
You know what happened.
Packed house. San Antonio, the Alamo Dome, they packed out the house too. Like, the XFL does one thing right. They base each team in a specific city, and they have that specific city host them with their arena. And that's where they're based. Granted, they'll all train in like a bubble. They'll train in a certain city. But when it's game time, they'll send them out to the cities that they play for, and they'll get their home crowds ready.
Right.
The USFL, on the other hand, what they're doing is they're utilizing only like 2 or 3 sites for these games. So yeah, the crowds aren't going to be as big.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that the USFL would kind of utilize these home field type ideas where like you got the Pittsburgh Maulers, put them in Acrisure Stadium. Put them where the Steelers play. Like what the Seattle Seahawks are doing with the Seattle Sea Dragons. Or like you have the Michigan Panthers, let them play in Detroit at Ford Field. Memphis, they could play at the University of Memphis Stadium, or like maybe a smaller venue. But like have a specific venue for each city that's attached to these teams. Don't just have them playing at a host city. Have all these teams playing at a specific host city where it's like only 2 cities, maybe 3 for these teams. Like it doesn't, like, to me, that kind of kills the allure of the USFL as a whole, because like they want to, like these cities right here, they want to have a team that they could call their own. Like St. Louis, they got the Battlehawks. They have a field. They have a home for the Battlehawks. That's their team. But you got a team like the Memphis Showboats, and they're playing in the University of Tennessee Stadium along with another team as well. And it's like they're sharing a stadium with another team. And I'm like, that it.
See, my thing is, I hear what you're saying. I get it. I don't get it.
It's like the Rams and the Chargers. They both share stadium.
That's weird to me. But my thing is this. I say this.
With the Jets and the Giants.
That's we ain't gonna talk about that. But my thing is, like, a crowd does everything for a team, like a game, like it does everything for a team. Like, yo, it does everything. It makes a game. Like, if it's 1st and goal and you trying to drown out the quarterback so he can't hear, and he try to do the silent count, and he can't hear, and you get you got to burn the timeout, and every time you get a 5 yard, got to go back because can't nobody hear, and people getting lost. That is amazing. But like,
oh yeah,
crowds are like
the lifeline of a team. Period. It doesn't matter who. Crowds are like the lifeblood of a team, and if like you don't have that element, then it kind of like.
It's kind of like in college. I still think college football has the craziest crowds on the planet. It's like Penn State on their whiteout games. Woo! I mean, a game where the quarterback couldn't even make the count.
Or friggin' Virginia Tech when they're coming out to enter the Sandman.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about in game. Like
no, I get what you're saying. Like Wisconsin, the Badgers, when they have that 4th quarter.
Oh yeah,
that whole House of Pain jump, that joint nasty.
It's like when it's 1st and goal at the shoe, they said that's the loudest part of the field. That bubble, it's so loud, right?
Imagine them playing that Mo Bamba joint.
Oh damn!
I got and whole stadium rocking.
Everybody, man, that is crazy. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing. I'm gonna get till week 3. Week 3, cause ain't nobody. Okay, I'm like, that's the thing. Like, I mean, and I get ain't nobody. It's not a hosting team. Like, they ain't got an in-state stadium that they can.
I'm saying, like, if they had that, I bet you if they had that same idea, like what the XFL has, probably would have had a better outcome when it comes to crowds. But as of right now, they don't have that. So it is what I mean. It's mid, but it is what it is. But you cannot say that the football content, the actual game.
That's amazing. Like
the gameplay itself is amazing. The crowd, like the atmosphere itself, is what needs to be worked on.
That first game I saw, that Philadelphia versus, I forgot what they played.
Memphis.
They were just dropping back and just throwing it. I'm like, oh, geez, this is what I'm talking about.
I remember you gave me the call. He was like, bro, this is what I wanted from the XFL.
Bro, that's exactly what I wanted.
Oh,
like, that was amazing.
Speaking of, this dropped 20 minutes ago.
What happened?
Adam Schefter, now official. The NFL 2023 regular season schedule will be released Thursday, May 11th. This season's schedule will feature 14 playoff rematches from last season, the most in a season in NFL history, including rematches of the Super Bowl, Chiefs and Eagles, both conference championships, Bengals, Chiefs, 49ers, Eagles, in all 4 divisional games, Bengals, Bills, Jaguars, Chiefs, Cowboys, 49ers, and Giants, Eagles.
And I seen on Twitter today, they said, what game, they like, what do y'all want to see, game you want to see as Eagles fan? The Niners, Eagles, Giants. Give me the Eagles, Niners. I done had it with Debo. This man has been crying.
Deebo Samuel saying that
y'all we only had 9. Who fault is that?
Y'all knocked out his quarterback.
Hey, who fault is that? He made out of glass.
It's not no. He's not made out of glass. Y'all knocked his elbow out of socket.
Hassan Reddick came off the edge and clobbered him. He should have
clobbered him, bro. He broke his dude. When he hit Brock Purdy, his arm was like this.
It wasn't a dirty play.
He knocked the arm backwards.
It wasn't a dirty play.
It wasn't a dirty play, but like
I guess it wasn't a dirty play. Like, I get it, but like to use the excuse like if he didn't get injured, y'all would have won.
I think the common argument is like the 49ers didn't get a fair chance to play to play a full game. Like they didn't get that fair chance to play like a fair chance. Like they didn't get that fair chance because the guy who's supposed to be throwing the ball around was unable to because he was hurt. And look, Trey Lance out with injury. Garoppolo out with injury. Now you got Brock Purdy injured on the first drive of the game. You got a backup to a backup to a backup. Fourth stringer who hasn't played in like 7-8 years who gets hurt. And then you got to go back to the guy whose arm you done pretty much took out of rotation. And the only thing he's able to do is hand it off. You took away half of their arsenal. So yeah, I can see what the grievance is, but it's like
okay. I'll give you that. But the fact that he keeps bringing that up, like, bro, I see it next season.
Because the 49ers, they felt like they would have been able to do what the Chiefs did to y'all.
Oh, hell no. Absolutely not.
You don't think that? Okay. As an Eagles fan, I gotta ask you. Matter of fact, unbiased. As unbiased as you can be. Since you're an Eagles fan, as unbiased as you can be, do you think, like, were you worried about the 49ers and the Eagles game?
I wasn't worried at all. I was not worried at all. I'm like, I know how my team played. I knew how they played. Okay, I'm not concerned. I was not concerned, but I was all right. I knew it was gonna be close. Okay, this is gonna be a close game.
So here's my question: had Brock Purdy not gotten hurt and they played a full game with him healthy, throwing the ball around and everything else in between, do you believe that game would have been closer than what it was?
Probably so.
Okay. So that's the argument that they're having.
No. That's the argument Deebo is having. He's not saying that. He's saying, "Oh, you're only beat us because." Like, all right, cool. But he's still talking about it. That's the problem. That's like
Chiefs fans talking about the Bengals and whatnot, even though they won the Super Bowl. And I'm
gonna give you this. Not one time you haven't heard Jalen Hurts, you haven't heard AJ, you haven't heard Smitty, you haven't heard Miles, you haven't heard you haven't heard Dallas Goddard, you ain't heard Slay, you ain't heard Maddox, you ain't heard nobody on the Eagles fans say, yo, the only reason the Chiefs beat us because the turf was bad. It was the ground. Everybody always said the ground was bad. They said, the ground was bad. Nobody on the Eagles said, man, the only reason the Chiefs beat us because of the ground. Nobody. We took our L, we lost.
Same thing here. Like when we lost to the Chiefs, we took our L in stride and we were like, all right, bet it is what it is.
That's the only issue I'm having. Like, Deebo, shut up. Then for the sake of argument, they play again. I don't know what we playing there. I don't know if it's gonna be in Philly or San Fran. But if y'all lose again,
I think the Eagles playing. No, the Eagles playing Kansas City.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about when we played San Francisco 49ers again.
Oh, I think y'all. I think they come to Philly.
So if y'all lose again, then what? I mean, if y'all lose, then what? If y'all win, yeah, we won. We told you we're gonna win. Like, all right, cool, whatever. But if y'all lose again and y'all got all y'all team, then what? It's kind of like I don't like, and I say this with utmost respect as a competitor. They're like, yo, we didn't get to see the match between Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott because Dak got injured, Jalen got injured. We didn't get to see the face-off. Okay, cool. So if the Cowboys win and we go to Philly and we win, we got the best show on turf then. But if both one team gets the both wins, all right, cool. I'm like, at least we gotta see the matchup. We gotta see everybody at full strength. That's all I'm saying. Like, I hate that he keeps talking about it. Like, it's like it bugs, like it eats some more. All right, cool, you lost. Go back to the lab. Get like if the dude gets to the quarterback and he sacks him and he gets injured. I don't like nobody getting injured, but it ain't the person's fault that hit him. You know, the person it's an accident. Then the second drive, the other dude got injured.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this: Debo and company, they will be coming to Philly. So let's see what that look like.
And then, that's he the only one been talking, so he got to know like he not the one throwing the ball.
So here's my question. Here's my question to you. So it's to go. So we could go ahead and send this off. Now that we know when the NFL schedule is going to be announced, who opens the season?
The first Monday night game or the first Sunday?
Thursday night.
First Thursday night.
First Thursday night game. The first game of the actual season. Who's opening it up? Or who would you want to see open it up?
You know what I'm going to say. But if I got to be on the outside looking in, I'll go with – I'll see the Bengals and I want to see who did y'all play? What was that game? I want to see the Bengals and Bills. What is that game where they went to overtime in that snow game? What game was that? Who did the Bills play?
Oh, the snow game in the AFC divisional?
Yeah, what game? Who they play?
Bengals.
Yeah, I want to see that. Cause that game was good. That game was. I
want to see that game. I want to see that game too. Because like we didn't get to see it in Cincinnati when it was scheduled because of what happened.
Right.
The game that I want to see open the season up. I need that Chiefs Bengals rematch.
That's kind of. I'm gonna ask you this question: you gonna watch that game at home, or you gonna go to the bar and watch that? Where you gonna go to the atmosphere? You're gonna be in the comfort of your own home watching it.
Man, that's a good question. If it's a Thursday, I'm gonna have to watch it from the comfort of my own home because I work the next day. But if it's a Sunday night or Monday night game, I'm going to the bar. Come on now, what?
I'm going like
nigga, what?
Do it. Niners, Eagles.
Eagles.
I'm going to Yard House. I'm going to Yard House down the street, merch the hell up. If I have my Brian Dawkins jersey or my AJ Brown, whatever I have, merched up.
Boy, let me find out that the Bengals play the Chiefs Sunday night football or Monday night. I'm driving myself to Hilton Head Island in South Carolina, Rockfish Bar and Grill, because the owners there are from Cincinnati and they are diehard Bengals fans.
Okay.
I will be there with the Bengals fans. And when the Bengals play the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville, mark it down. I will be there at the game. And I will definitely.
Are you going to be bitter enemies that day? Are y'all going to be bitter enemies?
I might just go to the game myself because, like, whenever I go to a Jaguars game, it's for him.
Right. He gonna have stuff.
But we go.
I'm just gonna go to the game by myself this time, man. I'll take it to the next one. It's personal this time.
Oh, it's personal. This is for me.
Right on. But send us on, my boy. Send us on.
It has been another episode of the show about nothing. I am your host, Izzyphantasmo, and the homie to my left, my right, your left is the homie, Mr. Junes'88. This has been episode 16.
Week 16.
And we are going to say thank you so much for joining us on another episode, man. Do us all a favor, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the next episode, man. We appreciate y'all. And for that, we are out of here.